I don't want you to count us down. Just let us be.
Let us be.
We're artists. Welcome to Heavy Butter Pod, Ellie's first and only movie podcast. I'm Zach Noe Towers, joined with me, Michael Stressner, and Evan Williams. Boys, how are we doing? What are we watching? No spoilers, but what's tickling your screens right now?
Oh my goodness. Welcome. How we doing?
Hey, buddy. How are you? Hey,
Good
fellas.
to see you guys, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, hey.
You okay?
No, I'm fine.
You're
I'm
fine.
fine.
I'm the regular amount of aggravated with both of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
you didn't like the energy we came in with.
No, we
No.
were hot. We were hot.
Yeah.
Guys, I saw Sinners again, and I have to give it the third pump that it deserves.
Stop.
You're going to change your
I'm
review?
going to change it. Yep.
Wow.
Give it a third squirt.
I'm gonna give
Which
it
makes it the officially first 10 squirt movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. All right, dude.
Yes,
It deserves it, by the way.
Rightfully
What
so.
changed
Yeah,
your
I'm curious.
mind?
Did you make a black friend since last week?
Yeah.
No, I have plenty already.
Right. Right.
just to already tell you that.
Yeah.
But I saw it with my lady friend. Yes, I have a girlfriend, so keep your hands to yourself.
What a weird.
It's so
weird
weird.
little segue.
Yeah.
But
Is she
Yeah.
gonna see that clip and be like, "We're over"?
I know
Yeah.
her well,
And-
she's going to hate that.
Yeah, she's gonna hate that.
Yeah.
But what I watched in the second go round is that whole time in the beginning that I was giving a little bit of grief for about it being too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the perfect.
It's
build.
not.
It's the perfect. Well, it's the perfect day. It's their favorite.
Yes.
Day. And I realized that in the second, and I was like, "Oh, that's the whole thing." And
This is huge. Like, have
This
you looked
is a
back on
big
your
deal.
life and realized you might be so wrong about so many other things?
oh my
Right.
god, I need to go back to
The
college.
choice of shirt you have
Yeah.
I
on.
mean, your facial hair.
the
Yeah.
socks.
Well, facial hair, I feel like I do need to trim, but
Yeah.
you know, it's definitely. Well, I mean, guys, you don't have to like rip me apart.
No,
I'm just-
no,
I mean,
no, no, no,
we're just-
no. We're asking if you felt that way. We're not
Yeah.
saying anything about
No,
it.
100%.
I'm not saying that.
And also, just
Yeah.
in like, I'm so happy that a movie like Sinners, an original movie,
is crushing it.
is making the same amount of box office the second week
Yeah.
it's in theaters.
That's
Yeah,
one of the
word of
lowest
mouth.
drops in history.
I think it made
Yeah.
45 the first week, and the second week it's at 42 or 44. It might be 44.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that it made the same amount.
It's insane.
First, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I was wrong, and I admit it, and I hope that, if anything, this podcast teaches all of us
To know that you're wrong.
to wrong, grow, love, learn,
to
and
wrong.
To wrong.
We want people to feel like they can
I
wrong
can promise
others.
I'll wrong you.
Yeah.
Yes,
As many times as I can.
Yeah.
you're gonna wrong me up.
We
You're
now
gonna
have
wrong me
a
up real
clip
bad.
of Strash saying I was wrong, and we can chop that in
Yeah.
Anytime.
we want.
And also,
Yeah.
I think since it is the first 10 squirt, I think like if we can have like a I didn't even do the sound effect.
That
I
was
just did the look.
weird.
Yeah,
what
sorry.
happened?
But I think we should have a
Yeah. I
10
hope
times,
they
just so
cut
that's
that out.
I also hope they can disinfect these mics because I
Yes,
just
I know.
spat on mine.
Yeah.
Well, that was one that I
So
saw.
that's what you have you watched? I watched She's the Man on a plane.
Okay.
Okay.
Amanda Bynes' vehicle from the early 2000s, Channing Tatum.
That's a movie that if you were watching it one row up, I would watch you watching
Oh,
that.
yes.
And I wouldn't be able to pick my own.
Totally.
I would
You'd be
just watch what
you'd
you're.
be listening to the accountant one.
Dude, I saw Shawshank in its entirety from 2 rows over. I swear to God. I don't know what it is about just being slightly out of reach. Like
Is that on United? What airline are we talking?
Why are we yelling?
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
you all right?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
I don't want to brag or make
Making
anyone
sure you're
uncomfortable,
okay.
but it was Southwest because
That's not making anyone uncomfortable.
I'm
That's-
A-list.
No, you were
I'm
uncomfortable on a
A-list.
flight, is what you're telling
I was
me.
in the A boarding group, so you
Okay.
can't tear me down.
Okay,
Okay.
well, Southwest is going to tear you down real soon because the boarding process is changing. You're not getting your bags.
I'm A-list,
We're
so
all
I'm not
just-
going to be hurt.
AMC and Southwest are connected?
They are.
That's crazy.
Whoa, that's the overlap.
Wow.
That's
That is
the crossover
crazy.
episode.
Look at that,
That
dude.
is crazy.
All right.
And
Well, how did you...
I'll get to crossovers in a little bit that didn't work out.
Okay.
Later.
I'm watching Amadeus.
What did
Do
you
wanna
call
tell
it on
us-
the
yeah,
walk
do you
in?
wanna- this is
I
it's
said,
rare that you
it's
sound
crazy.
like
And also,
real-
I'm saying I'm watching Amadeus like it's a television show.
Yeah,
I just
well,
it's a long movie, so
it's a
I'm
long
currently
movie.
watching Amadeus. A few nights this week, I'll be watching Amadeus. I love it. I've
It's
never
not
seen
6
it.
hours.
On the way in,
Probably,
I
like,
did call it
approaching 3.
Amadeus. I
He
did
said-
say that.
He said, I'm watching
Amadeus.
Amadeus. And we go,
yeah.
what are you watching?
I
I said
called it
Amadeus.
immediately. I said
Yeah.
Amadeus.
Which is crazy because they're saying his middle name
throughout.
Yeah.
And they're saying Amadeus.
They're saying Amadeus, yeah.
And you literally said Amadeus. I'm watching Amadeus.
I get nervous around you guys a little bit.
You shouldn't be.
I like that. I like when people are nervous around me.
You do like
You
power a
shouldn't be.
little
You
too
shouldn't be.
much.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Any movie news?
I didn't like that.
Okay, movie news.
Movie news.
Hit us. Do you have something?
No.
so-
I mean,
Coming
you guys have some.
Well,
Okay.
coming attractions, I do want to talk about. I'm sure we have the same one. Weapons.
Oh, yeah. That's the
Weapons look pretty great.
Director of Barbarian. The full trailer dropped.
Zach Kreger.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, Josh Brolin, who, his personality has become like the honest old wise guy, recently. He just posted on Instagram, he said, guys, this one. He was like, this movie. He was like, every once in a while, you get lucky as an actor. He was like, you do your work, you hope it ends up being a good product, and then you see the final result. And sometimes you're lucky enough that it's a movie like this one.
Wow.
And I'm like, damn, dude. Walton Goggins commented under it and was like, man, coming from a guy that speaks the truth, you just got me excited. And I agree with Walton.
You know what I love that Josh Brolin posts?
What's that, bud?
He just will post paintings.
Yeah, with
And
little poems
Yeah,
underneath.
little poems underneath. And I
Does
just,
he paint them?
No, it's like Edward Hopper.
Oh,
or like
Yeah.
just like famous paintings. And I'm just
He
like,
loves art and
yeah,
poetry
just really sweet.
and people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice.
This is just
It's a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just it just reminds me like, oh, for Instagram, right? Just post whatever you want.
Yeah.
Throw it up there.
This is for you to feel better about like the stuff you're posting.
Yeah. God, I get so
A lot
nervous
of
up there.
shirtless stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shirtless stuff.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I assume he posts this like as a standalone post on Instagram.
weapons.
No, art.
Yes.
That is not his.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say that is part of a curated dump, but I would never post that by itself.
No, it'll be a story that I'll put up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll just throw.
Then
like,
he's using Instagram completely appropriately.
correct.
Yeah.
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 That's what the whole thing is. It's like throw up whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
have movie
is
news.
A big one for us. What are you looking?
Also, did you hear that Weapons is in the Barbarian universe?
What?
That's what I heard. Wouldn't that be
Whoa.
cool?
No.
Yeah, I will say it looks very serious.
Yeah?
Whereas Barbarian, it starts serious, but then it gets kind of silly in a fun way, in a great way, effective way.
I will say, if you have not watched Barbarian,
Watch
watch it. Stop, listen, maybe finish this, and then go watch Barbarian.
Finish
Get
this and
some
then watch
listeners,
it.
guys, and then
Yeah.
watch the film.
But I wouldn't be mad if you paused this to go watch it.
If you remember to press play after the movie, it's fantastic. It is a movie that, no spoilers, I went and saw again the very next day.
Yeah.
Because something happens at about the 40-minute mark, and then the next scene is a very bright scene.
It's incredible.
I knew that I could look, and everyone's faces would be illuminated in the auditorium.
I brought friends to see it. I went
shock
and
awe.
I brought friends to different screenings. Like you gotta see it.
Yeah.
You gotta see it.
Yeah.
How about you? Any movie news?
A little bit of movie news. My movie, The Baltimoreans, got distribution. It is going to be from IFC and Saban, and it is going to be coming to theaters this fall.
Wow.
Yes, indeedy. So
My
that
man.
is.
Do you have a date, or do you just know
It is
it's
going to.
fall?
I know it's the fall.
I bet it's gonna come out between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I think it's going to be a little bit earlier than that. We're going to probably have.
Between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
I think so. Something. I mean, I don't know exact dates yet, but we got to announce it, so that's
Wow.
very exciting.
Very
Congrats.
cool.
Thank you very
My
much.
man,
So
congrats.
we're gonna-
I've seen it a couple times. It's terrible, but
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
happy for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
it exists,
It exists,
and that is
yeah.
something.
No, it's
And-
fantastic.
It's
and
so good.
You're a little shining star, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so
on
that'll be
another
a fun
big
one.
screen.
Yeah, another big screen.
Congrats,
so that's,
brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's an exciting one.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
Now, more importantly, Guy Ritchie is directing.
Which one did I see that today?
Yeah,
the second
what-
sequel.
Yeah, fuck. Now I can't remember. I
second
just wanted
sequel?
to cut you
Yeah.
off, really.
Yeah.
And take away from your
Moment, which is really sweet and really
yeah.
kind.
What
The
is he-
Gentleman?
Roadhouse
2. So random.
Roadhouse got a sequel?
It is random that
Wait,
he
didn't that go straight to Amazon Prime?
It
did,
did.
which
It
really pissed off the director because he was not told that it was not going to be in theaters.
That's Amazon's like,
Yeah,
move.
that's their
Prerogative.
game,
Yeah.
dude.
They do
Well, I'm sure it's in their best interest to just keep people on their app.
Truly.
And the director was definitely like, I'm not doing this again because I'm not having the rug pulled out from beneath me.
So Guy Ritchie,
And Guy Ritchie was like, I'll step in and have a good
I'll
time.
fucking
I'll
do
give
it.
you
I'll
$6
fucking
million.
Really right.
I'll have a good time
I'll
with
take
you.
a trip up the apples and pears.
Wait,
You know what I mean? Call
is
my
Jake
finger
over
and
in
thumb
it?
for her birthday. You know, bust over the old rattling clank and
Yeah.
then make another film.
why don't we do a little row with Jake?
That was a really bad impression.
I want no part
Well,
in that clip.
Yeah.
It's fun to get to just dive into another character for a little bit.
With your buds?
Yeah, with your buds.
No, yeah.
With your buds and some chairs, you know?
Hey, buddy. All right, man.
So I guess we'll do Roadhouse and
Weapons.
House on the Haunted Hill.
Oh,
Hey.
When that comes out, huh, Guy? And we'll have you on. We'll bring on Guy.
Yeah.
We'll bring on Jake.
Well, I was going to say Road to Perdition, but yeah.
Yeah.
you couldn't pay me to watch Road to Perdition.
I thought I thought you were gonna say you couldn't pay me to sit next to Jake Gyllenhaal, and I was like, okay.
I would pay to sit next to Jake Gyllenhaal. I would
You would pay for him
I
to
would pay
sit on
for
your
Jake
face.
Gyllenhaal
Yeah.
to sneeze into my open mouth.
Wow.
You went a different direction. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you got to put things out into the universe.
I had a guy tell me one time, I want to suck 100 pounds out of you. Which is interesting.
I had a guy. I had a guy.
and it's a friend of ours.
And I apologize.
I'm not
okay?
going to say who, but yeah.
I had a guy on my comments say, "I want you to spray your nut nectar on my insides."
Okay.
And then my mom underneath it wrote, "Happy birthday, Michael." And I was like,
That's
okay,
great,
that's
man.
great. Hopefully
Yeah.
you didn't see that top one, Mom.
Yeah.
Should we move on to our first feature
Probably.
presentation?
Definitely
I would
should
say
move
so.
on, yeah.
Our first feature was a new horror film from PlayStation, Until Dawn. The film is known in French as Until Dawn, le mot sans fin, the endless death, on their posters in France.
Okay. That's fun, man.
You talking also feels
I
like
know.
the endless death.
sorry.
He will never lead the pod again.
Just
I'll
wanted to
tell
let you know
right now.
that. I found that as a little trivia note.
How did
Did
you...
either of you play this game?
No.
No.
Me neither. Shit.
And I play a lot of video games, man.
Is
but
there? Are you aware of it though?
I'm very aware of it.
So and
Yeah.
then you just like not for you, even though it's like
I
horror
watched.
based?
I skipped through YouTube of someone playing the game and got like some story notes. So when it came out, I was like, "Is this a game I want to play?" But it's a very choose your own adventure game. So you're not like there's not actions. You're not, like,
you're just.
you're really kind of watching a movie unfold and then choosing the decisions that the characters
I
make.
think I would actually be well suited for that type of
Yeah, I
video
think
game.
you would be too.
For those listening who have not heard or seen of this movie, it is a quick synopsis. It's a group of friends find themselves in a time loop in which they have to survive until dawn.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they're being hunted down by every possible like horror movie trope you could imagine.
Yes, made for $25 million. It's already made, I think, $18 million in the box office.
That's
So-
the good thing about horror movies. They don't need to make a ton of money
No.
to make the money back.
I'm actually shocked by
Yeah.
25 million for a budget. It seemed like a bigger budget than that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I do like that David F. Sandberg, the director, who, by the way, he started his career doing short films. He did Lights Out.
Oh my god. The Lights Out short is one of the scariest things.
Perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
I didn't hate the movie. But the short is
the short is superior. 'cause
incredible.
It just does it
Have you
in
seen it?
3 minutes.
The Lights Out short.
yeah. It's okay if you haven't. Don't lie though.
He was buying himself
I know.
time.
I was like,
Yeah.
like he could watch it in his head.
did I watch it real quick?
Yeah, no.
It's a woman
Yeah.
basically getting ready for bed. She turns the lights off, and when she turns the lights off, it looks like there's someone at the end of her hall.
And
then
that
she turns
woman-
the lights on.
Is his wife.
Well, good for them
Yeah.
for
Right.
finding
They
love in
found
a
love,
hopeless
Zach.
place.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for love, bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
I trust me.
But
You're
every
looking
time
for nut nectar.
Yeah. He's looking to get sneezed
I
on
hope
by
they
Jake
cut
Gyllenhaal.
out the first nut nectar part, and so that nut nectar makes no sense.
I want that for all of Stress's jokes.
It's a really scary short that is available. Last time I checked on YouTube.com.
Oh yeah.
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 I like that it. Michael, talk about the writers of video game not getting credit.
Is that like
Michael,
a
you
scandal
wrote
going
it-
on
I
right
wrote
now?
Michael.
He
like
wrote
the actual-
Michael to himself.
Just want to be reminded what my name is on this because
Yeah.
a lot of blood gets lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they didn't get credited, and there was a little bit of drama about that.
Wow.
But I guess the reason being, the director wanted. He was like, "This is not like this is my
It's not
own
the game.
story. Yeah, this is.
It
you know,
is different from the game.
Yeah,
I will
so
say
that's
there's a
the reason
Wendigo in the game because I did watch like some of the game.
And a Wendigo is.
It's originally a Native American lore
Yeah.
about a creature in
It's like
the
half man, half
in
animal.
the woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You said
What-
a Wendigo is like you had a really clear definition of what it was going
Well,
to be.
because I feel like in the movie it was like it wasn't it like
Yeah, it felt a little more just
Like
like
a
a normal
creature.
zombie. Yeah.
What's like a trailer that sounds like Wendigo?
There's a movie called Wendigo with
well, there's like a
Kerry Russell.
Winnebago. Is that
No,
what you're talking-
Winnebago. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh, a trailer. I
talking
thought you
about
meant a
an
movie
actual
trailer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I was
Oh,
unclear.
yeah.
Zach, we're on a movie podcast.
Buddy.
We're thinking trailers all the time.
Wowie.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
Whenever it went to the missing persons on the wall,
Yeah.
that was the director and his wife and the producers, which I thought was cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a little fun fact.
That's a fun little
I
fact.
didn't write that on here.
Interesting.
So what's interesting to me about the director going rogue is that don't you find that has the tendency to like anger fans
Fans of
of
the
the
game.
IP,
Yeah.
and then also the people who don't know what the IP is like may not love it. It's a big
Yeah.
risk, I think.
And I think
Yeah.
that leads us to a great idea to check out some Letterbox.
Oh yeah, let's see what they're
Let's
saying about it on
Actually
Letterboxd,
see what the people are saying.
which is collectively one of the funniest people on.
Legitimately.
I want to go in an escape room that feels this scary.
I could see that.
Okay.
Every
Yeah.
shed of dignity I once retained is gone. Long live capitalism. Oh, these are
Oh.
bummers.
Wow.
Grown-ass dude next to me was flinching so hard and clutching his chest every 10 seconds. Shit is never that serious. I will say this movie
That
made
was
me jump.
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, that I actually
Several
wrote that.
times.
Yeah.
I wrote all three, I think.
Yeah, it didn't make me jump, but I had fun. The part about I wish like an escape room was like this. I thought the movie felt like a Universal ride. That's
Yeah.
what I like about it.
Yeah.
It felt like I was walking through a haunted house.
And
I
I
love that.
love whenever Peter Starmarker.
What?
Sorry.
Whoa,
Peter
Stormare?
Yeah.
Whoa, Star Marker.
Starmaker?
Starmarker. Yeah.
Peter Starmarker.
The guy
That's-
from Big Lebowski. Whenever he's in a movie,
You love it?
I already give it points because he's
Oh
just
yeah,
so.
Yeah.
he when I saw him in the
Fargo,
trailer,
yeah.
he definitely like raised the value to me.
Yeah, he was
used
the
to-
devil in Constantine.
I used to
dude.
wait on him at Barbette, a French restaurant. He would always get steak frites, come in with his son and wife. Nicest dude.
Really?
Calmest, nicest,
That's
sweetest
great.
dude.
Yeah.
Always get steak. High cholesterol. He loves butter.
Oh yeah,
Hell
he
yeah.
does.
Probably would love this. Another
he
guy we
would.
could get on here.
Another satisfying aspect of this movie is that you get to see these teens die so many times.
A lot of
Yes.
times.
So if you are a horror fan, it is very fun to watch them die in severely drastic, hilarious ways.
And I will say, it made me think of both of you two when, I'm not going to say which character was it, but when he said, "Hey, honey," the first guy who dies, the first thing he says is, "Hey, honey, I'll be right back." And I was like,
Uh-oh.
he is gone right now. Because that's a trope from our favorite movie.
That's right. Yeah. Scream.
Scream.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was like,
Yeah.
God,
Zach,
we
Zach's up
really-
in heaven watching us.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry, you're here.
He's here, bud. He's
God
okay.
bless you for thinking I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
It made me kind of like think. It definitely made me think of other video game movies and like where they ranked for me. I know one of the most popular ones is Super Mario Brothers, the one that came out just a few years ago. I think that's the highest
made a
grossing.
billion.
Highest grossing,
Yeah.
and it was highest grossing animated film until Inside Out 2.
Whoa!
Did that beat it,
Beat
really?
that. Yeah.
I'm going to.
I think. Can we fact
Jake,
check
can we get
that?
a check on that?
Jake,
'Cause
let's check that. You want
I-
to put money on the line? $10?
No, let's put 500,000.
And you know what's so
Oh,
crazy
okay.
is it's so high grossing. I did not see Super Mario Brothers animated
Or
movie.
Inside Out.
I saw
too.
Inside Out too.
I am.
Oh, no, I saw Inside Out
correct.
too.
Worldwide or domestic?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Uh,
Shit.
I had fuck.
Well, first
Hold
you have
on.
to explain to
yeah.
Michael the difference between
Yeah,
worldwide
so
and
domestic-
domestic.
Worldwide, I know what it is. It's
Yeah.
worldwide is
Mr.
Asian and
Worldwide,
United
it's the
States.
Pitbull
and
number.
then
Yeah,
domestic is just United States.
What's worldwide?
It's a movie called Nezatu.
Animated?
Yes.
That's
Ah.
the highest grossing.
It just beat Avengers Endgame also for. Wow. Yeah, it's.
So I bet you feel real
Wowie,
stupid
wowie.
now.
Well, that just happened. That just happened like this year. I know the movie's talking about. You feel stupid because you don't. This was last year. Yes, Inside Out 2 beat Mario.
Can I ask a maybe stupid question? Do they factor in like over the years, like inflation? Or are we talking about literally the number it made in 1994 and then?
There are different numbers.
Yeah.
inflation. If they were to factor inflation,
Gone with the Wind.
would be the highest grossing.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
they should. I think that's absolutely bogus to not factor in inflation.
They
Yeah.
do on some lists. Like you can look at the list that's with inflation, you can look at the list without.
Do you know? Did you know that in 1990, Ghost was the number 5 of all time
Really?
when it came out?
That doesn't feel impressive to me, but I'm glad you told us.
Yeah, thank you though.
Really, that doesn't feel impressive. Like Ghost.
No, but number 5, yeah, I guess.
That's pretty big. I mean, it's a pretty
Is
big
it?
deal.
But in 1990, how many movies were there even?
There are at least like
40?
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think about the days though where it's like, okay, there were like 7 summer movies. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
For sure.
there
yeah.
were fewer.
like in the 70s, it was like like Jaws. Like 75 was there like Jaws and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Annie.
You like add an L to Jaws.
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 it was like
Yeah.
Jaws and like what
Yeah.
else was there?
I don't know who that is. But I
That-
want him out of the studio right now, I'll tell you that.
Do you guys have another movie based on a video game that you?
Silent Hill. I
Silent
love
Hill
it.
is-
Yeah. I'm a big fan, and it's critically panned,
I loved.
just go on.
No, you go, baby.
Please, no,
baby,
really.
baby. I'm so sorry.
Whatever it is, it's more
baby,
important
baby,
to me,
finish.
baby.
Baby,
Do
baby,
you
baby,
guys wanna-
please, baby, please.
You could kiss and make up.
We could. That's like,
Yeah.
in some world. Not this one.
That's like heavy butter.
If I felt
And-
Strass's whiskers, man, that'd be an issue.
Be heavy. That'd
What
be
if
very heavy.
your facial hairs just kind of like grabbed each other and
Ooh, like
That'd
that.
be like a fun horror.
Yeah.
there's
Like
something
that.
like that coming out?
Really?
Yeah. Dave Franco.
And Allison
Allison
Brie.
Brie.
Oh, yeah.
Together? Is that what it's
I think
called?
so.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention.
We're so off, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get back. What's
Sorry.
the note cards are failing us. Dude.
I was saying other movies that you liked inspired by video games. I will say I loved the original Mortal Kombat, and I also enjoyed the reboot of Mortal Kombat that just came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah, the reboot
That was
was
fun.
was pretty well done. I'm
Yeah.
excited for the sequel. I feel like we'll miss some of the boring parts of the reboot. I think a lot of
because
times
it
like
set up the
like we can
world.
just get right to the fun,
I
Facts.
loved the second Mortal Kombat
Annihilation.
because I
One of
loved.
the worst movies of all time.
I know. I
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
Jax. Jax was one of my
okay.
favorites. I loved Super Mario Brothers, the OG with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
I'm afraid to rewatch that because I did love it when I was a little kid,
Yeah.
but I don't know if
it's
I would
not
still.
gonna hold up.
One of
No.
the weirdest movies of all
And same
time.
with Double Dragon. Double Dragon was one that is probably so bad with Scott Wolf
That is bad.
and and Robert Patrick, who's fucking awesome. Terminator 2.
He is awesome.
Those were some that I remember watching as a kid that I'm sure do not hold up.
Yeah. They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever see? This is not even a. This is just a fun cartoon. Do you ever see We're Back?
The dinosaur movie?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
No,
dude?
it's so funny to say that. I did love that when
I
I was a
loved
kid,
it.
though.
I've never
God.
seen it, dude.
We gotta
Land
do-
Before Time was it for me.
No, We're
Land
Back.
Before Time was. We're Back is much more like it's lighthearted.
Yeah, we gotta do
Yeah.
like We're Back and Dan in Real Life or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how those connect, man. I really don't, dude. If you can connect those somehow, I don't even think there's 7 degrees you can
Let's
connect
go on
that.
the
We're Back in Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's
There
what
you
we'll
go.
do.
See,
Yeah.
that's something that made sense.
I'm very good at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Let's go in the lobby.
You want to go to the lobby? Oh,
Yeah.
also,
Okay.
okay, wait. Before we do that,
Yeah.
if we were in Until Dawn,
Until dawn. Which one of us?
yeah,
Yeah.
who dies first or the most, or gets themselves killed?
You guys both kind of looked at me.
Yeah, of
I'm
course,
not
you
just
are-
looking.
you
I'm
are-
not. I'm looking at all of us.
You're
okay?
first dead every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I have my own camera for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys fit the same camera.
Oh, you're making this
Wait.
about your body?
Is that why you
Did
think?
you somehow? Make...
No, I'm making this about your tiny brain.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That you would get,
Yeah.
you would get killed so fast every time.
I thought just
You're the
people would
funny
see
guy
me first.
too. And,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
no, you're like the big dopey guy.
oh. So you said big dopey
I
guy.
did say
See?
big. I didn't mean
Oh,
it
it's-
like that though.
You
could
are
be-
big.
Yeah,
and
You're
you
a
could
big
be-
guy, dude.
Well, I could definitely take the guy with the mask. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'd also
I
probably
don't know.
sacrifice yourself.
They were throwing things at him and he wasn't budging, dude.
Yeah.
You might be fucked there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evan, you're making it close to the end.
Thank you.
for sure.
close to the end.
Yeah,
you said,
but,
a girl's gonna make it. To
yeah,
the end.
girl's
Kind of
gonna
remind
make
me
it
of the
end.
girl with the nose ring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She was
Dude,
cool.
in the
She was
game,
badass.
Yeah.
in the game, they had real actors doing the motion capture for the game, and it was Rami Malek and Hayden Panettiere.
And
Oh my God.
And they were saying, "Where's Remy? Where's Penny?"
Yeah. Penny?
Yeah.
Did they say that? There's no way they said that. The confidence with which he says things, it does it's convincing.
I know.
but
I know.
You have to remember it's Strass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go to the lobby?
Let's go to the lobby where our sponsors are Slurpee. If you've never had a Slurpee before, you can get in the lobby. Our second feature of the
Slurpee's
day.
not sponsoring this. We were supposed to do
It's
something
also
that's not a brand at that time, not a real brand.
And it's also like Slurpee, I don't think is the brand.
No, it's icy.
Yeah.
No, Slurpee
you're
is
thinking of
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Slurpee is the brand.
No, it's
No,
not.
I don't think so.
At the
I think
movie
it's
theater,
icy.
it's icy.
The one at AMC is Slurpee.
I don't.
Really? It's not the polar
I
bear
don't think it is.
with
I
the
think-
sunglasses?
I
Oh,
think-
you see, I think.
No.
He's
The
so
Coca-Cola.
confident.
The Coca-Cola one is Slurpee brand. The blue one is icy. The blue
No,
and red.
I don't think they would get competitors in the same machine like that.
Guys, when we go next time,
This is what we would argue about
Yeah.
in a movie theater lobby,
Yeah.
by the way. We'd be screaming at each
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
who
and
owns
some
Slurpee
employee
and
will
icy.
push.
Yeah.
Listen, that's what families do, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our
Right.
second feature today is 2001's
Oof, what a year.
original Resident Evil.
Second worst thing to happen that year.
Second worst thing that happened, and
kidding.
and ironically enough,
Okay, I'm sorry.
the original title for the movie was going to be called Resident Evil Ground Zero, and they changed
What?
the title
Wow.
because of the events from
Do
that
you
thing
remember-
that you were referencing.
Do you remember what else changed because of the events of 9/11? A blockbuster movie had to change a whole gigantic scene that was in a teaser that was released for that movie after 9/11. Jake knows. Jack.
Die Hard?
No.
Can you give us a hint?
He has web.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Does he swing between two towers?
There was a teaser released where between the two towers was a big web, and there was a bus in the middle of it, because like Spider-Man somehow saved like a bus of people.
Between the Twin Towers?
the Twin
Is this Tobey
Towers.
Maguire?
Yes.
Tobey Maguire,
Spider-Man?
yeah. So they had to completely nix that. They're
Do
coming
you-
in to tell us not
Yeah.
to talk about 9/11. It was a helicopter.
It was
Oh, stuck in the...
Yes. That's right. That's right. A helicopter.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Thank you. And so that'll never be in the movie. Yeah.
a helicopter. Also, do you know what movie came? Okay, we don't even talk about it.
What?
We should get away from 9/11 probably.
It is so Resident Evil. It is on James Cameron's Reddit page. He considers this his guilty pleasure.
Okay. It's on his Reddit page?
I guess James Cameron has a Reddit page.
Wait,
What?
that's out now we're
not- you're
now
saying
we're
it like
in
it's a-
urban legend
Yeah.
Guys,
territory.
I'm not.
You're saying it
I'm
like it's a
not.
letterbox
No,
account, dude.
come on, knock it off.
Can you
Wait,
even
should we-
have a Reddit page? Just as a
You have
person?
a
James-
profile, but I don't
Yeah.
have a page.
James Credit.
What are you
James
talking about?
Credit has James Cameron has a Reddit
James
page.
Credit has a
Reddit
Cameron page? Dude, Strass is breaking down like a robot.
You guys made me do this today.
Cameron.
You'll never have to lead an episong again.
Sarah
Never.
Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Kirsten Dunst, and Natasha Hedstring.
Dude, we're going to have to throw this episode.
The level of violence and the amount of nudity is the reason why all of them declined to do it. But Mila Jovovich is the one.
Jovovich.
No.
Yes.
Jovovich?
Michael.
What? How
Michael,
do you say
you
it?
know that's not
Mila
her
Jov-
name, and you
Mila-
knew that's
Mila-
not
You
her
said
name.
Jovinkich?
Mila Jovovich. Mila
You
Jovovich.
know, you're doing
I'm
it
really
on purpose,
I'm really
brother.
not. I'm really not. Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Mila
Jovovich.
Jovovich. You think I'm able to do that one?
Adding L's, dude.
You really think I know how to do that one when I don't know how to do any other one? Mila Jovovich, and she was married to Paul W.S. Townsend,
God.
the director.
Yeah.
And
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul W.S.
directed this film.
Anderson.
She was married to Luc Besson whenever Fifth Element came out, and then she was married to Paul W.S. Anderson and has been in everything of his since then.
Yes.
It's kind of always just whatever hubby's doing.
Wow.
She's in that movie, and she's
Exactly.
great. She's
Yes.
great.
She's great.
You know?
The movie was great.
Was it?
The dogs.
You covered in
The Dobermans?
little meat outfits.
So
They look like
Yeah.
Lady Gaga at the VMAs.
So the dogs and the makeup department were getting super angry at each other because the dogs kept on
Eating.
eating the makeup off them.
yeah,
And so I found that
that's a problem
funny.
with you as
Yeah.
well on set.
Well,
yeah,
I actually did a commercial.
and you were eating your
No.
makeup.
No, I did a commercial with a dog and like a hero chip, and like the dog owner or like the dog person was giving a chip to a dog.
Okay.
And
Like a
the prop-
Dorito?
No, it was a Lay's chip.
Oh.
And the prop guy was like, "Do not touch a hero chip," and like screamed at the
What's
like
a hero
'cause it's like
chip?
the perfect chip.
Perfect
the
chip?
perfect chip, and like
Oh.
screamed at the dog handler. They take things so like it's like do not cross props.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine the makeup department getting so mad at these dogs just for like I mean
Yeah.
they got blood all over them. You
Yeah.
know?
For taking her nipple.
That kind of touches on one issue I had with the movie. Is like the dogs were practical, which I love. I
Yeah.
love they just put a meat outfit on top of the dog and said this is a zombie dog.
Yeah.
And they were real. I believe actors when they're running from these dogs. Like I'd be scared as shit.
Yeah.
If these trained Dobermans were chasing me, who were just screamed at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
and hungry and covered in meat.
yeah. But then randomly they'll just be like terrible CGI monster for a second. But then in another shot the monster will be practical. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you guys show that you can do this. You know?
Oh, also, again, for those of you who have not seen Resident Evil, also based on a video game, it's a zombie video game. A virus outbreak. There's a virus outbreak in Raccoon City.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is all
from
the stuff
the
that I
Umbrella
guess I should-
I'm
Corporation.
obsessed with the games. So
Yeah. Oh,
I'm impressed that you learned that.
I grew up watching my brother and his friends play Resident Evil. Like on summer
Nice.
days, it was very like it was scary. It was like a
Yeah,
horror thing.
yeah.
So it's like, ooh, like what's gonna happen in this game? And
Yeah.
it was so fun to watch.
So fun.
Is there an animal? This is for both of you.
Just no segue,
It's,
warning.
you know-
We're in the middle of a conversation and he's bringing up an animal fact.
Is there an
Yeah.
animal
Yeah.
that you would like to? Well,
Let's go to Letterboxd.
yeah, let's go.
Wow.
know what
Let's see.
animal-
Since Stress can't talk,
'Cause
I
I'll
wanna
kick it
see
back.
what other people are talking about.
Michelle Rodriguez is absolutely awful at not getting bit by zombies. Facts. She gets bit like 4 times. in
Truly.
this.
Yeah, I did think she was great in this movie, by the way.
I know she's always awesome.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
I want
She's
Mila-
got the snarl face of Ice Cube. They're kind of both always snarling. And it makes them very tough.
I want Mila Jovovich to shoot me in the head.
You are
that?
adding L. It's
Where's
literally
Mila
not an L
Jovovich?
to be signed.
Mila
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 Jovovich.
Jovovich.
No.
Say it one time.
Mila Jovovich. I don't know what you're saying to me.
Michael.
Mila Jovovich. What are
Michael.
you saying?
No,
I'm looking at it.
no.
Mila Jovovich.
What are you yourself?
I'm saying the V. Jovovich.
Brother,
No. You're having a stroke.
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying Jolovich.
Mila Jovovich. Isn't that what you just said to
This is
me?
hurting my
We got to
head,
move on,
dude.
I think.
Oh, are you?
What was that? What was that last one? Hold on, because that's going to lead me to the animal question. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Mila Jovovich runs up a wall, jumps off, and kicks a zombie dog in the face midair.
I can't deal with this. I can't.
Is there an animal you would like to flip off a wall and kick in the face?
You.
That's
You, brother. Right now for the what just
Zombie
happened.
you would be very scary.
That's crazy.
that would be scary.
I would like to do that to a bear. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like a baby giraffe.
I like how quiet we go back to.
Yeah. Dude, I'll never forget what just happened. Like
Well,
I did
you-
see that it is like a neurological thing though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys
you
must
be-
know, I went to speech class when I was a kid.
Well-
and you're
Okay.
bringing all this trauma
I'm
back.
sorry. Hey,
Did you
let's
finish
have a
the
little link
course?
up right now for bullying if anybody's
Yeah.
being bullied.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bully you.
If
it's a real thing.
Can we also get a link for adults who need to go to speech therapy?
Yeah, because I could hit that link real hard
also,
right
you
now.
just bullied Mila Jovovich.
I did
so-
not mean to,
Don't-
Mila. Mila.
Just
Thank you.
Mila,
Okay,
yeah.
just Mila.
Yeah.
And I would say a shark.
Okay. You'd be underwater though, so it'd be like a wobbly
No.
kick.
No, he would be out.
Oh,
Well, then you can take
he's
him anyway.
really not on his
Ridiculous.
game.
Ridiculous.
A land shark.
Real quick, I just want to say that
I love you too, brother. You don't even say it.
I love you, so-
You don't need to say it. It's okay.
and I love zombies, and I grew up loving zombies. But when this movie came out, zombie movies had not been happening for a bit.
What about Dawn of the Dead? That had to have been around the same time.
That's 2002.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Shaun of the Dead, like Edgar Wright made Shaun of the Dead, but in his head he's like, I'm making this because I'm obsessed with George A. Romero, the Godfather of horror, as they call him. But I don't think that people are currently obsessed with zombies. But then the game Resident Evil came out, people love that, and then the movie Resident Evil came out, people love that. And then 28 Days Later came out, and he was like, oh my God, like, this is perfect. It was time for his movie to come out, and there was this newfound resurgence of zombies.
Wow.
And that's why people loved Shaun of the Dead so much.
Was there really a lull from like Night of the Living Dead in like?
Night of the Living Dead, and then Day of the Dead, and Dawn of the Dead.
But those were like the 60s, 70s.
Those were like 70s, 80s.
Okay.
And I actually think George A. Romero was actually like there was a time where he was up to actually
Yes, he
direct
was.
one of these.
Well, he directed a commercial for Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. I have this. There's 7 currently,
He just has a number 7
and
written on
it
a
is.
note
It is
card.
nice to see how his
8
brain
what?
works.
they're
There's an 8th in development.
8th in development. Yeah,
Okay.
and I wrote it twice.
And do you know who's directing the 8th? It's a reboot, by the way.
Yep. So Mila,
No.
I won't
Jesus
say it.
Christ.
Do we know who the lead is?
Zach Krieger is directing a Resident Evil film. He's.
I hope he goes.
Yeah.
I hope he pisses off the gaming community and goes rogue with it.
I just hope it's a good movie.
Yeah. No. I guess
Like a movie.
I don't know why I wanted
Also, I
that.
love the Resident Evil games, so I am part of
Yeah.
that
No. I
community.
don't know what. Strike what I just
It's
said from the
okay.
record.
No, keep it.
Nope. It's there. It's
Just
never
to see
going
that
anywhere.
You can change your mind, just like Strax
Yeah.
did with
True.
Sinners.
Yeah.
People are gonna learn things this episode.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Everyone
People
can
are
be
gonna
happy.
learn.
Everyone
People
can be
think
think
people
fulfilled.
are going to
so.
learn things in the heavy butter community, in the world,
That's right.
and in life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do we want to say what?
There's also
Okay.
They were going to have an Underworld crossover that got scrapped.
Wow, that would honestly work.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Because I love.
Are
me
there
some-
zombies in Underworld?
No, that's why it would
Work.
they would add zombies to vampires and werewolves.
Huh.
Which would be kind of fun, actually.
Kate Bosworth, Scott Speedman.
It's not Kate
Kate
Bosworth.
Beckinsale.
You're right. On that one, you are Blue Crush.
You did get Scott Speedman's name right. I mean, like the pick and
things you
choose
know?
thing you do.
It's pretty wild, right?
Wild, baby.
It's wild.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. You can cut any of this out or none of it.
No, that's staying. That's in the
yeah.
trailer.
All right. Do we want to say a couple things that we actually feel about the movie,
Yes, I
but
think
don't
so.
really want to put our face on that? Because
Oh,
if
and
so, I
some
think it might be
Savage
time for
Secrets?
Savage Secrets.
Well, actually,
yeah.
how are we on time? Just
We're at the 40-minute mark.
perfect.
That's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
So yeah, you
let's-
want to lead that back in? Sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Do you want to maybe say some feelings that we might happen to have about these movies that are in the negative realm, but you don't want to attach your face to them? We go into a little room, we do a little modulation on our voices, and we do a little Savage Secret sesh.
Savage Secret.
Yeah, I
because
could
I
do
got
that,
some
yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got notes.
Hit us.
Yeah.
Start us off.
Well, no, I won't say that I'll be the one starting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
People
is
won't
Michael.
know who's starting.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If they holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
If you could look at the graph for the episode on the viewership, you would
You think
notice
people just-
a huge spike
like
downwards.
I can't.
right in that moment.
And I think they go
Yeah.
back like a roller coaster because they know
And
this.
because of what you're doing now. Back
Yeah.
down.
back down.
Yeah.
Final
Okay, let's
Destination
begin.
roller coaster.
I'm not going to say who's starting.
Neither am I.
But let's agree that we'll do what was the movie? Until Dawn first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until dawn first.
Okay. Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
It was not great. It was a thrill ride that couldn't have happened if we didn't need it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened if we didn't need
That doesn't make sense.
You know what?
And so people will know who said that.
Until Dawn
came so close for me, but somehow missed the mark.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put my finger on why.
Correct.
But if they had leaned into comedy a bit more and not taken themselves so seriously at times, I think I would have loved it.
That's what I feel like it was missing. There was no comedic moments at all.
They tried.
There were some.
They tried.
And they didn't land.
The one
One of them
dude-
did.
The one guy was.
He said, I have so much faith. When he's like, anyway, go on.
I think that, Jesus, the exposition was so funny sometimes for the wrong reasons. Like the one girl, was like possessed and like telling them.
Yeah.
And then afterwards she was like, I was taken over by something and I wasn't. She basically just, things were being said that we had just seen happen.
Yes.
As if we were that
Yes.
dumb.
Or they
that we-
repeated something like 4 times and we're like, we did it.
Yeah, literally repeated.
Yeah.
Some lines were legitimately repeated.
Also, I feel like, to just piggyback what somebody said,
Right.
we were so ahead of so many things before they happened.
Of course.
Like, it's like, okay, he's drinking out of something, or you know what's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
I have your daughter.
You know, he's about to do, like, it's just
Yeah.
so clear.
Yeah.
I should have been obsessed with it. In a perfect world, I would have been obsessed with it. And I just wasn't obsessed with it.
And also with the, are we allowed to say, like, it's so very clear who the person who is behind it all.
Oh my God. Yeah. You see a guy who is a face in the genre film pantheon, in a tiny little role. So you're like, well, obviously.
Well, what I will say about that is that any good, like, I'm going to call this a slasher because it's like inventive deaths.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like mind blown by like the story. It needs to be fun. It needs to be really, really fun and kind of silly. And it, just didn't do that.
Lack the silly and lack the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And way too much exposition.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on to Resident Evil.
Felt like I was watching a sci-fi TV sci-fi channel
original
movie.
Sci-fi is an SYFY.
Sharknado is what I felt like I was watching.
This is a victim of CGI. Yeah, it's a victim of time. It just cannot hold up with what we're used to seeing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched this a lot as a kid, and I remember. Actually, I'm going to say this outside of the booth because it's a positive thing. So I will just say, I grew up watching this like 20 times. This is my first time watching since I was a kid, and it reminds me that when we're kids, we're stupid.
It's the reason I refuse to rewatch Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore because I'm terrified they're going to be horrible.
I'm kind of scared of those two as well. I would like to rewatch Extinction because I remember it being
Savage
different.
Secrets.
Yeah,
Always
right.
fun.
Sorry. Okay.
You'd have to be a kid.
There's
to
a
enjoy
reason that Walmart Hugh Jackman hasn't shown up a lot more since
this.
then.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, that's about as savage as a secret. can
The
go.
men in this really didn't thrive outside of this film.
No.
Correct.
Yeah. Anything else bad to say?
Those poor puppies.
All right, that's it for Savage Secrets.
Yeah, PETA
so I want to say a couple more nice things about it. It's just I didn't say any not nice things about it. These two were talking and I was quiet during Savage
That's
Secrets.
interesting. I didn't actually open my mouth once.
Yeah, I'm sure you're so afraid of Paul Thomas.
Wow. For you, Indie King, to throw Paul Thomas Anderson's name in there.
That's how who directed these?
No. The director of There Will Be Blood was like, dude,
I'm gonna do
I
it.
gotta
I'm gonna
get
do
in
it.
on this
Resident
Resident
Evil 2
Evil.
Apocalypse. Yeah. I love the laser scene, dude. That does hold up.
You know what?
That
scene was
hold
awesome.
up, dude. It
Yes.
rules.
There is a great scene in Resident Evil in which like 3 to 4 armed guards are taken out viciously by a laser guarded room.
Yeah, very much like Ocean's 12 when Vincent Cassel is like doing his little moves. You know, these guys didn't have the moves to get through the laser. It came in one line and they jumped and somebody lost a foot, and then it went a little higher, someone was cut in half, and then it went a little higher, and like the main dude, like the captain of this, like, you know,
Who I wanted to last.
I know. So random that
he's good, and he's in stuff, man. Like he's good in stuff. But he barely escaped the laser. He got down. He was like kind of proud of himself. And then saw another one coming, and then it turned into a whole grid and just cubed
He
this
turns
guy.
into fucking Pico de Gallo.
That's
Truly.
a new fear, dude. Me getting cubed.
No, that's a good way to go. You would not
guess
even.
you're right,
You would
yeah.
not even know what was happening.
I guess it's more for my loved ones, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want you two to have to go to a morgue
Nope.
and be like,
No.
do these cubes?
No, I would
do
have
these
an,
cubes
I would
look
have an
familiar?
open. I would have an open casket for you.
And you each get a cube
Yeah.
when you go by.
And I would literally say,
You would get the banana cube,
yeah,
right?
I would say, hey, check out
Yeah.
Evan. He's all over the place.
Okay.
And on that note, how many
right.
squirts you guys think?
I'm giving Until Dawn 1.5 squirts.
Yes, and just if you're a first-time viewer, last-time listener, it gets 1 squirt just for existing. So
And then we
yes.
each have 3 squirts to give out of butter.
Yes.
So how heavy? The heavier the butter, the better the movie, or the more fun, the more we loved it.
We understand a movie's hard to make, so every film gets 1.
Yes.
We each get 3. How many of your 3 you give it? 1?
1.5 squirts to Until Dawn.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna also say 1.5.
I'm going to say 1 squirt.
Ooh.
So that is
Okay.
shit.
Oh, it deserves more than
3.
that, I think.
Is that 4
wanna-
squirts?
That's 5 squirts.
That's 5 squirts.
5 out of
5
10.
squirts?
That's good.
All right, you're right. Yeah, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. And
The collective
Scores.
Scores.
5.
score
That's, hey,
from the
that's
heavy
enough
butter review.
butter to get me into a theater.
keep in mind,
Absolutely.
Sinners got 10 out of 10. Like that.
10.
Yes, and this is the
Yeah,
thing. You do have to hold them next to each other.
Yeah.
The craft is 8.
I think. Yeah.
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 Oh, but I stand by that.
Yeah.
The crap that no one will ever see.
Hey.
why?
Oh,
That
the episode.
Oh,
That was our
wow.
audition
That's
episode, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
A little behind the curtain look there. Maybe
Resident-
it's a Patreon episode
Yeah.
at some point,
Yeah.
but
Resident Evil.
1 squirt.
I will give it 2 for the childhood that it gave me. Yeah.
I will give it a half squirt.
Whoa!
Yeah. I'm
That's
a
the
nightmare.
lowest.
I'm
That's
a
the
nightmare.
lowest yet.
I'm a nightmare.
For butchering
Yeah.
her name, you should give it a full squirt.
Half a squirt.
Yikes!
I'm sorry.
Come on. That's crazy. All right. That's what you're doing.
So 4.5 out of 10.
4.5
yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I'm glad I gave it 2. 'cause
Wow,
it-
this is actually
guys,
gonna be
4.5
really
is
good.
pretty-
Yeah.
This is a good rating system.
It is. It actually is. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
guys,
That's kind of crazy how spot
and
on
guys,
they are.
that was a fun one for everybody involved.
Let them speak for themselves.
yes.
But I did have fun.
I did have
did
fun.
have
too.
fun.
I did have
Yes.
fun.
And actually, I apologize for making you maybe feel big.
Oh my God.
Aw.
Are you kidding me?
Bring that link
you.
up again. Bring that link up again. Love that. It's actually just my Venmo.
Guys, remember, follow us on our Instagram pages or everywhere, TikTok that we're
yours?
involved.
What's yours?
I'm at Strassola.
I'm at It's Evan Williams. Very confusing. That's ITS Evan Williams.
And then at Zach Noe Towers, ZACHNOETOWERS.
And can we see anyone?
Oh, I'm touring a lot, so check out ZachNoeTowers.com if you want to see me do stand-up.
You can go to Evan Williams and Friends at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room on May 16th.
And this Friday, I'll be at Chicago for the there's Baltimoreans is playing at the Music Box Theater at 7. So
Wow.
It was
Look at
hard for
us.
him to say, and he did it.
it's that.
Yeah.
So if you're there, remember, or any movie theater, to
Show up on time.
turn your phone off.
And
shut
shut the fuck up!
We'll see you soon.